Hello engineers, and welcome back to another episode of Automated, which is a factory game in the format of puzzles. We are up to World 4, Level 1, Chrono Shadow's Cold Brew Edition. We are going for 5 stars as usual, and at the time of this recording, you can see there's not many people on this leaderboard, so if you haven't checked out this game, I highly encourage you guys to check it out. In fact, nobody has even got up to level 6 or 7 yet. But yes, we are doing level 1. Let's get into it. 5 stars. Man, even this first level in the new thing looks complicated. We are learning a new mechanic. Fluid and gas quantum transporters work like pipe-based portals. Place one where the fluid will enter and another where it should come out. Then assign both to the same network using the configuration panel. Once connected, just insert the fluid or gas in one and extract it on the other. At the output transporter, make sure to set a filter for each port to define what will come out. Without filters, nothing will be transferred. Each quantum transporter has 2 ports that can be freely configured as input or output, giving you the flexibility to build any fluid network layout. Okay, so we've got this new pipe quantum transporter, but it's only for fluids. It's not for physical materials, otherwise I guess it'll make everything too easy. Why do I care about transporting fluids quickly? I mean, it just saves pipe. Fluids already move instantaneously. But that's fine, we will incorporate that into our build. What are we trying to build? We're trying to deliver everything in 2 minutes. The star is for 2 minutes, so the star and the completion is the same. To deliver it in 2 minutes, we need to deliver 60 per minute. It's not going to be fast enough because there needs time to travel, right? So we're going to need to double this up. Let's have a look at the recipe. So it's mostly fluid, bottled Chrono Shadow plate. So it's this fluid, and then we need to make the Chrono Shadow plate. If we make it at 120, then we can double it up. That would need 240 of this, 240 of this, and then just liquids. All right, well, we've made this railway line thing before. What's the alternate recipe? Using this high voltage transformer recipe? Is it easier with the rails? We'll have to decide. Either way, if we do the rails, we need 240. If we do it with the high voltage transformer, we would need 120. Alright, we're gonna have to decide what we do at some point. It doesn't change the fact that we need this shadow opal shard. Let's see what liquids are available to us. I think we've already got sulfur trioxide and liquid deuterium. Maybe there's a material here that will determine which one is easier to do. Why have they given us 1,000 wood? I don't know. Yeah, it's very hard to decide which one's easier to do. The railway line looks easier to produce. It just requires stone, wood, into an overclocked welder. Alright, let's just go with the railway line. If it's wrong, we'll just switch over to the other recipe. If you're enjoying the video and you want to support DataEngineerPlays, don't forget to leave a like and hit that subscribe button. And if you have any feedback or suggestions, feel free to share them in the comment section. So we need to make these iron bars for both parts of this process. And none of this stuff needs anything. Copper. So the iron is literally only used for this part, okay? They've given us a lot of material for some reason. Don't know why. So let's just press ourselves some iron. I think we only need 2 presses. Can do it like this for now. We need to furnace some wood. And also cut some wood. Maybe like that. This needs to go with this. 60 iron, 60 wood need to go together into a manufacturer, or we can use copper, but that's on the other side of the world. Copper and stone with the wood. Either way, we need to cut this stone. So if the stone's coming from here, I'm inclined to use the copper for this technique. Then I don't need 2 presses. I just need 1 press. And I will need a press on the copper. What else is the copper used for? In this process, nothing. What? This is so confusing. I think I'm just overthinking things. I'm just gonna put a press here. This might not be as complicated as it looks. The press needs to go into a manufacturer with the wood, with the cut wood. So if we put that in there, and then let's just move that out one. Maybe we can do something like this, that. Then we just put a lift in. Put a lift here. And we just lift it out, right? That seems like the most obvious way to make this. Okay, that makes us our 30. But we need 60. Ah, sorry. This one requires a double up. This one is instant. Okay, so that's why we would do it this way. Gotcha. Makes sense. So we put a press here. That's two of the materials right here. So I could do something like, say, this. We'll get one of the materials in. It's gonna move things wherever I need to move them. That's two of the materials in. And then we'll get the stone cut in here. Like this. And then we'll put the cutter over here. And then we'll just join it for now. That way we get our rails. What are we missing? We're not getting enough that. Oh, but this one requires so much more base material. Oh, what do I do? So 2 presses and 2 cutters. Or an advanced cutter. Why is this so difficult? Let's do the railway spike to get a sense of what we need over here as well. Okay, I'm not enjoying the way the railway thing is going. I'm gonna try it with something else. Let's try the other method. The way this railway thing is, it's just a little bit annoying. So let's instead try to make the LV transformer and mix it with this. I think we have everything we need for this. We just need to furnace some copper, We've got plenty of iron, more iron here. So we just need to make the steel again, which is just furnacing the wood. Yeah, we need to furnace quite a bit of wood. 3 belts, in fact. Something like this. There's our 3 belts of wood furnaced. We need to mix it with this 240 iron in 2 welders. What's this wood used for? In another welder. So we need 3 welders. Maybe we can do some cool setup for the 3 welders. Is there an alternate recipe for this? Yeah, we don't need the 3rd belt. Then we only need 2 belts. I think that's better. And we'll just use copper to make it. Or we can do it all in 1 advanced furnace. Maybe that's even easier. Let's try. So 60 and 60 into an advanced furnace. That makes us our 120 steel beams. If we overclock this, overclock that, that gets us our 240. Our 240 needs to be split in half into 2 cutters, both of which need to be overclocked to make 240 and 240 of that. Alright, 120 of that. I'm going to do everything underclocked and then we'll overclock everything together. Just to get the numbers a little bit easier. One of these needs to be furnaced. That gets us our 60. And then we need to do this process, which is a little bit annoying. It's an advanced cutter into a press and a furnace. We've done this a billion times now. So that's that. The advanced furnace then needs to go into a advanced press, which gets us our thing that we need. These are the three things that we need. 60, but we need 120 to make the LV transformer. So we need to overclock this. That means we need 2 of these to supply double the amount. To get 240 of this, we need 2 of these. But we can do 2 of these. It's not a problem. Something like that. Gonna flip these around a bit so I can put my splitter here. Then I can put my splitter here. If we upgrade this and this, that gets us our 120 and 120. So there's our 240 of that. All of that needs to go into a manufacturer. Just trying to see the best place for a manufacturer is probably just here. I'm just gonna put it here for now. We'll optimize in a bit, but we put this in there, this in there. This is gonna need to be upgraded. We need to upgrade all of this. Then we just need to bring these together into a lift. Why isn't this giving me an error? Because this should be upgraded. And then we should be able to put it into a lift like this. And a lift here. Like that. And that gets us our 60 transformers, but we can clock that to 120 because why do we need 120 of these? We need 240 of these now. Because we need 120 of this. So we need to double this. So we needed 120 LV transformers. And we need to mix it with the copper again. Or we can mix it with iron if the copper is a little bit of a problem. No, because the iron gives it at a rate too low. So we need to do it in the copper. We need to use the copper again. But that's not a problem because we can just shift all of this out one. Let me just put it here for now. Now we will split this 3 ways. Putting 1 here, 1 here. And that gets us everything again. There's our 120 LV transformers. The 120 LV transformers then needs to go into an advanced cutter with the copper. Like this. And the copper needs to be cut though. Or pressed. Once it's pressed, it's gonna become 240. Ah, this is just annoying. So we have to press it like this. And then belt it in very jankily like this. Overclock that. And that gets us our 60 HV transformers. Overclock that. We need 240 of this. Is this not overclocked? A press gets 60 into 120. This needs to be upgraded then. That's not right either. A press turns 60 into 60. And I need 120, so I need 2 presses. It's getting a little bit janky now. Technically can be done. Something like this. Overclock this one as well. And then join it. And that gets us our 120 HV transformers. First component down. Is this the correct way to do it? I have no idea. Because we still need to make this, which requires even more copper. Or we can do this, which requires even more copper. How much copper do we need for this? 120. So we need to split the copper again. Like this. And let me just confirm, do we even have enough copper left? So we're using... Oh crap, I clicked something. Let me just get the right recipes there so I can count how much copper I'm using. I'm using the copper for this. And we're using the advanced furnace method for this. So we're only using the copper for this at the moment. And then this. So that's 60, 120, 180. And we need another 60. So 240, double that, 540. So we definitely have enough copper. And I'm inclined to go with this route then. We just need to press this copper again. But we need... Wait, how much copper do we need? No, we need to furnace this copper. And we need to furnace 120 of this copper to get us 240 of this. It's saying we don't have enough because of an even split here, but this is 60-60. Is it true though? Do we really not have enough? 60, but we're doing it twice. So 60-60, that's 120, 120, that's 240. Plus 60, that's 300. We should have more than enough. Let me limit some of this stuff to make it better. On the leftmost output, we only need 60-60. So 240 on the left, right? And then in the middle, we only need 120. That's not enough. So we need 240 in the middle. And then on the right, we need 240. So we have more than enough. Then why are you complaining? Apparently this thing is not getting enough. 120 and 120. That makes no sense. 1 second. Let me troubleshoot this and figure it out. So after playing around with this a little bit, it's apparent what was happening. Basically, each one of these belts can only carry 240. And to get the output I need 4 distinct belts. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start over because everything is locked in position so tightly right now. It's a little bit hard to work. So I'm going to work on the hardest part of this problem first, which is splitting this into 4 belts. So we can either do a split like this and then do something like this. Now we've got our 4 distinct belts. So let's do our advanced press setup first. So let's get our advanced cutter back in, our furnace and our press. We'll give that a little bit of a split. So if we split this one here, I'm just wondering if I can maybe make this go a little bit better. Because we know now that we don't need any of this material. So if we just did this, would that work? That's our first one. But does it work overclocked? It does work overclocked with these blue belts. That's not too bad. Let's get a copy of this going. We basically know we need to just split this like that. We need a press of some sort and then a furnace. What would go better here? A furnace or a press? Probably a furnace and then a press here. Like that. Overclock both of these. Copy that over. I always mistake press and manufacturer. So there's our 2 belts of 120. They need to go into an advanced press. So we can put one here. And one, say, here. We'll overclock both of these. And that's basically our output. Okay, the other 2 belts. One of the belts needs to go through a double press system to make this. I'm thinking of doing this back here. Like this. Just to utilize the maximum amount of space. Overclock these. So that's that. And then now we've got space for our last belt, which just needs to go through a furnace. And if we upgrade that, I don't even think we need to upgrade that one. That last belt is just the 120 belt, basically. But we do need the 240 there, so we just needed that little tiny little 120. And now that gets us all the materials that we need from the copper. Look at all this crap is just for the copper. Now we need to rebuild our advanced furnace setup for our steel. So we pretty much want to build this as far back as possible, even if that means a little bit of inefficient belting. So if I build my advanced furnace there, and I build my regular furnace like here. Oh damn, this one doesn't work that way. This will be like super inefficient to build my furnace this way and my advanced furnace there and loop it around the back like this. Overclock that, overclock that. The result needs to be split immediately, and then it needs to go through a cutter and a furnace. A cutter and a furnace. Overclock both of these. And that gets us 2 of our manufacturer components that can go into a manufacturer. Then this goes into the manufacturer with it. Somehow I made this even better than before. I didn't even need a lift. I don't know how I did that, but great. Now that needs to mix with the output of these 2 things. Like that. In a advanced cutter. Like this. Overclock that. So that goes in there. We can optimize some stuff later. The fun of that is that we need to lift this out somehow. And if we upgrade that, that's our 120. And now we have our 240 of this material, which we need to mix in a dissolution chamber. Or 2 dissolution chambers. I didn't even realize this part. Oh man, no, no, no. This needs to be 2 burners. But it's okay. It's not okay. It's okay. It's doable. It's doable, and I'll show you why. It's not efficient, and we might need to rebuild this again. But if I take this up and take 240 copper out, and there's no space for any of this nonsense here anymore. So what I'm going to do is take it up here. We'll have to upgrade this. But we need 2 dissolution chambers, right? No. There's an advanced press method of doing this. That only requires 60 of this. Isn't that easier? 60 of this in an advanced press makes the 120 I need. Surely that's better. 60 of this can be made with 120 of this or 240 of this. So yeah, take this out and then make one of these processes again. Put it here. Like that. That makes another 120 of this. Mix with 120 of this. Gets us this. In an advanced press. Then we can just overclock that to get to the 240 that we need. So now we've got the 240 of that. We've got the 240 of this, which we can probably do a little bit better. Probably want to face it upwards. just for better lifting. I'm sure I'm using the wrong recipes for this. But there's our 120 of this. And now we can take this up over here somewhere as well. I'd love to take it on the other side, so I don't need any extraneous lifts. Like this. And take this belt onto this side. So that's our 120 transformers. There's our 120 of that. So that goes into our dissolution chamber with liquid hydrogen, which just comes straight from here with 2 biofluxes. Here's one. That's not a biofluxer. That's a biofluxer. I want to move this all out one tile. Like that. Oh, that's just annoying. Just to create an opening for this belt later. There we go. This belt can come in over this side. That clears the gap for this. Get that in there. Get another biofluxer going. Get the hydrogen into here. Need to flip this. Get that going down there. That gets out that liquid. That all goes into a dissolution chamber. So like, for example, might as well move this up one. Now again, this is not the most efficient solution, but it should work in theory. And there's our 60, and it's overclockable to 120. Now that 120 needs to go into another dissolution chamber, is it? No, it's this new thing, a storage packing. The heck's a storage packing? M. This is new. Holy crap, it's massive. So the input goes into this. Sure. And then the output just goes out here. One liquid, one gas. We can use this new quantum pipe thingy, my bob, if we wanted to. They cost 80 each. But we've got the power for it. So that means we just need a lift. We'll go up one. And then we'll bring it over to this side. Like that. Get that lifted into there. Now we just need to input the liquids. We need to keep the gas and the liquid pipe clear. So we just do it like this. That goes over the storage packing, which is fine. I mean, I don't understand why I need to use 80 for this when I can just route the gas and the liquid. But for fun, let's just do this. So this is a quantum teleporter. Let's put the gas pipe up. This uses so much power. It seems very unnecessary. But let's just try it out because it's fun and new. Oh, this doesn't work anyway. This is so stupid. Why am I doing this? Why don't we just move this back one tile, giving room for the gas. And because the gas is here anyway, I don't know why I need to use this quantum teleporter majiggy. Why can't this connect now? Really? I have a feeling I need to do that to give this thing room. Why can't you put a pole there? I don't understand. It's like so annoying. It has to put the pole there instead of somewhere super convenient. But why do I need to use the crazy quantum whatever majiggies when I can just put gas pipes around here? And like a liquid pipe that just runs, say, this way. We'll run it up and over, and then over this side, and then back down, like that. What are we missing? When we haven't got the gas, because this part's not connected. There we go. That's the gas, the liquid in, and that's our 60. And apparently we can overclock this to the 120 that we needed at. But I don't know if this hits our time. This definitely hits our power. So it's a solution. Let's run it and see what happens. There's our 2-minute mark, but we're producing twice as fast. Oh, we started producing way too late. Because we can produce 120 in a minute, but it took way longer than a minute to start up. I'm guessing it's this belt over here that takes ages. Yeah, it works. So we're 15 seconds off. We've hit the power constraint. We didn't even complete it in either of the time constraints. But I think it's just this belt, right? This belt is just really long. But we have enough everything to upgrade it because we've got so much power. Yeah, we can upgrade that belt, and that should at least increase things a little bit faster because we can observe this. The shadow crystal's ready, and that thing is just ready now. But it started at less than a minute, so in theory we should have more than enough time. If not, we can upgrade this belt too. We can reorder the stuff over here as well just to make it a lot better. 3 seconds off. Let's just upgrade belts to make things faster. We can upgrade this lift as well. Now, what takes ages for this thing to come out? I want to see what's slowing this down. It's this process over here that's slowing it down, which is this process, but that doesn't go any faster, so that's fine. We just want that and that faster. We're only a few seconds off, so we should be okay. No need for the quantum teleporters this episode. And that is it. That is the 5 stars. Not bad. 154. I got the slowest time in the world, so I'm obviously doing something wrong. Let's have a look at the gallery to see what I'm doing wrong. This guy's done it in 89 seconds, which is way under the 2-minute mark. What has he done? He's using the advanced furnace majigs here to make something. So he's using a completely different recipe. I feel like they're using the rail recipe. Yeah, I think he's probably using the rail recipe. I can't really tell from all this, but he's got 2 advanced furnaces, and I can't. And the only reason you would do that is if you use the other recipe. So yeah, definitely lots of optimizations to do. This one's using my recipe, I think, but they're using something else because they're using the liquid from here as well. So there's a lot of ways to skin this fish, and I've probably picked the worst way to do it, but it does get us there. So if we look at the recipes that they used, I'm doing the transformer one, but I mean, I'm sure there's a solution that uses the railway line. You would probably need some sort of advanced furnace to do stuff along here. it would be this, 2 advanced furnaces here. No, that just needs 1 advanced furnace. But if you did this recipe, then you would need your 2 advanced furnaces to make this. And that might be a lot easier than what I'm doing. Because then you can just manufacture tracks like this or something. And then just make this. But you need 2 advanced furnaces. But that's a trade-off, right? 2 advanced furnaces versus the crazy monstrosity that I've done to make these power cables. I guess 2 advanced furnaces would be easier. Who knows? And then yeah, you can definitely optimize this section a lot more than I've done. But hey, my solution works. It gets us 5 stars, so we're all good. Let's move on.